Ooh, enjoy that one.
Did you just fucking fart, dude?
No, it wasn't I.
Oh, okay. I thought that's what you were saying. Enjoy that one. Like, oh,
no, I said I filled that fucker to the rim for you. Oh, enjoy that one.
I was trying to get me fucked up, dude. Guys, always trying. Yes, okay, good. So YouTube is fucking working. There you go. We are on. Let me pull up my YouTube also. Whoops.
What?
There we go.
You guys got a new mic over here, huh?
Oh, yes. Hello, everybody. What we can go on there is just be patient, people.
Okay, so what are we talking about now? It's is it pharmaceuticals or weed or what?
No, okay. So what I do is I own the Turp House, so it's a CBD company.
Okay.
Are you familiar with?
Not too. No.
Okay. CBD stands for cannabidiol.
Okay.
Okay. So basically, it comes from hemp.
Yeah.
While a lot of misconceptions of people think that it's weed, it's not. It's not marijuana. It's cannabis. But there's several different types of cannabis. We'll actually go kind of over that too, whatever he wants to go through. But totally against big pharmaceuticals, and we'll kind of explain why. And it's going to go into the whole thing. Do you have any kids?
Oh, yeah.
Do you think that they're fucking retarded?
No.
Well, do you think the kids their age are pretty much retarded?
The kids do some stupid shit, yes. Absolutely.
Reason being is because for about 50-something years now, we've been vaccinating the hepatitis C virus with aluminum. Aluminum is a neurotoxin. At the time of birth, doctors will actually...
Tilt your mic so you can talk right in that thing.
Okay. No, to the side. You don't talk in the front, you talk in the side. In the side.
In the side? Oh,
yes, turn it
I
sideways.
see what you're saying. Here we go. There we go.
Well, see, because you're used to being on this mic.
Yeah,
I'm used to being over there.
Yeah, that's the only one that is omnidirectional.
So, what were we talking about again? I was saying something.
Retard.
The aluminum.
Oh, yeah, so the aluminum. So basically what happens is it's a known neurotoxin. So they inject newborn babies with 25 times the amount of lethal, of the recommended dose. Not the lethal dose, but the recommended exposure rating from OSHA for an adult human. They do that to a little baby. 25 times the regulated amount. And then we wonder why our kids are eating Tide Pods and shit now. So
Yeah.
the way that I think about it is you go back in history, and we have cavemen and you know, like the Romans. They're building these cities and these worlds with no technology whatsoever.
Yeah.
And then now we've got people eating fucking Tide Pods and shit like that. You know what I mean? And it's chemical imbalances, and the reason that their chemicals are fucked up is because of pharmaceuticals. And the reason that pharmaceuticals are so bad is because you cannot patent an actual natural product. So if you were to you know, grow something, you can't be like, well, this is mine. Nobody else can do it because it's a natural product. But if you took other compounds and put them together, you can patent that and say nobody else can make this. And then now, since nobody else can make that, you can put whatever price tag you want on it.
Yeah.
Our America's government is the biggest marketing scheme in the world. Everything that all of our traditions, everything that we now know is done for marketing. Our healthcare system is so fucked up, and the reason being is because of our insurance. The number one pet peeve that I have is people saying, "Fuck, I love my job because of my insurance. My prescription cost me $700. Would have cost me $700, and I only had to pay $10. Go me." But what they fail to realize is that it's the taxpayers paying the bill on the rest of that. It's not the fucking insurance company, because if the insurance company would take $200 away from you and then pay out $700, they'd be bankrupt tomorrow. So what they're doing is they're taking your $200 or $300 a month. You're going to spend maybe $300-$400 a year on healthcare, maybe. Then you got to do your deductibles and all that shit. So after you pay your deductibles, it's going to cost the healthcare company, the insurance company, a couple $100. You've already paid your deductibles plus your premiums, right? So everybody in the world's doing that. They've got millions of people. You know that it's a fucking scam when the government tells you you have to have a service.
Yeah.
But the reason that they're telling us to do that is because nobody's standing up and saying, hey, I don't want to do that. I'm not going to do that. Facebook's going around right now saying, hey, we're taking Facebook back. You can't talk about sex anymore. You can't talk about illicit things. You can't talk about drugs or guns. Well, how in the fuck are they knowing what we're talking about unless they're reading our private messages? Nobody's understanding that part. They're just like, well, Facebook sucks because they ain't letting us post what we want or say what we want. Well, fuck all that. I don't care about that. I want to know why they're reading our private messages.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, exactly. But, let me get on here real quick. What's up, Facebook? It is the Zig Zone. This is the Fuck Big Pharma show. We've got, of course, my buddy Benjamin. Frank Benjamin. I love how you did it. You said Benjamin, Frank and Benjamin.
I did that on purpose.
I know you did. Because you're just one of those guys. And, of course, we got Scott McLaughlin in the house.
What's up?
All right. We are live, YouTube Live. So, if you want to go on YouTube, Kaotic Radio, just go to the live now or live and then click on in, or you can stick around with us on Facebook. I'll do my best camera fucking thing. I ordered a deal that I can actually, support the camera now, and all I have to do is just fucking, swivel it and everything, and just hit the button instead of having to fucking hold it, man. It is, dude. I'm telling you. But if we had, we have this thing fucking here, but I don't have access. It doesn't work with my phone. It only works with the what is it? The
iPhone.
Oh, you got to get with the times, man. Apple's controlling everything, bro.
Exactly. Man. Yeah, but fucking iPhones are too goddamn expensive, man. I can't afford that shit, dude.
But that's
I only own my own business, man. I can't even fucking afford shit, dude.
You go down to Hollywood Boulevard, you see people with iPhones.
Oh, I know.
Homeless people.
Fuck, dude. Yeah, and I paid for it, man. It was funny. Well, first we're going to talk about the big pharma, and I'm telling you, we're going to make some left and rights throughout the show today. We know that big pharma is poisoning our society. They're poisoning the world. Basically, what big pharma is, it's a company that uses the human species as lab rats. That's the best way I can explain things. But one thing that you mentioned, this is when you still had the Life According to Lambo, and you were talking about because someone came to me this is a few weeks ago and says, "Oh, Zig, you got your own business, man. You're balling, dude." It's like, am I really? I would like to know how fucking balling I am, dude. Like, oh, you got your kids, got tracked by shit. Dude, I pay fucking very little money for my shit, dude. I'm telling you, I'm just a very frugal fucking motherfucker, dude. And if it wasn't for my frugality, I would be like, so in debt it wouldn't be fucking funny.
You just woke up and had all that shit, though. You didn't have to work for it.
No, I didn't fucking work for shit, dude. I work 2 goddamn jobs. I'm 50 fucking years old, man. And I work my business all week long. I put in at least 50 to 60 hours at my shop. Then I go on the weekend and I do 12 hours Saturday, 12 hours Sunday. So let's do the math. Okay, that's what I do in 7 days. What most people do in 5 days, and then people are complaining. I need a break. I need a vacation. I work too fucking much. Am I right to or what?
You're right. But let me ask you one question, and I know what you're going to say on this. Don't you just love what you do, though?
Oh, dude, fucking, I'm telling you, man. I have to admit, dude, when I get up in the morning, I look forward to going to my shop.
Awesome.
That's why I do what I do. And then on the weekend, I love teaching people how to ride. And actually, I was going to give my students a shout out this weekend. You guys did a great job. And Faye, just stick to a girl. We know you're going to come back and you're going to rock and roll. But all the other guys, great job, guys. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys at the first level of the advanced course, the IRC. Then we have, I looking at myself. There we go. Yeah. So you were playing Shamrocks. I didn't get to make it. I had to work. Yeah. So but how was the Shamrock gig?
No, it was cool. A lot of good friend bands out there. A lot of good tribute bands out there. Kind of just getting a bunch of local friends as well together. Even some that are a little far out. Made it a big drive for us, and it was cool. So it was. It was a Thin Lizzy tribute. It was a UFO tribute. There was a Kiss tribute, Unmasked Kiss tribute, and then of course, our Ozzy tribute. So it was a fun night. It was packed house, and it was a fun night. Went a little later than we anticipated, but everyone had a good time, and it was cool.
How can you not have a good time with cover bands? You know what I mean?
Right? Exactly.
How can you not have a good time?
And I'm telling you, and Mr. Collins is a really badass band. I'm telling you, if you when you see a tribute band, I've always been a firm believer. A tribute band, a good tribute band, is when you can close your eyes and you actually think and feel that you're at that band.
So is that the difference between a cover band and a tribute band?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay, so did I misspeak? Are you a tribute band?
Yes.
Then I apologize.
Oh yeah. No, it's
I don't want to disrespect what you do, by no means.
No.
But but anyways, tonight's the Big Pharma show. One of the things that it never ceases to amaze me is that when you watch a commercial and then like ambient, because I have insomnia. I have insomnia, and so in order to I actually I was prescribed. This was years ago. Prescribed something to help me sleep. But, the side effects, I swear to God, when I woke up in the morning, I was hungover. You would think that I drank a fucking fifth of tequila that night before. I woke up in the morning just like dragging my ass. And then I had to take things to pump me up. Like one, it was like, it took me like 6 cups of coffee. Holy shit, to even get started. Then it was like, okay, well, then I need something else. And then I started taking shit like legal speed. It was like, I forget what the other it was actually you could buy it over the counter. But
stackers and shit?
It was like to wake you up, And so it was a poison to help me sleep and a poison to get me motivated. And so let's just say, like Amber, for instance, they'll sit there and say, okay, well, if you have something, this will help you sleep. And they got the butterflies, and people walking in the pasture, and the trees, and the birds are singing and shit because the person had a great night's sleep. Then all of a sudden they'll sit there and go, then there's the side effect part. So that's like the first 15 seconds of the commercial. Then the other 30 seconds of the commercial is, if you start bleeding from your asshole,
consult the doctor immediately.
Right. Yeah. If you don't wake up for 3 days, it could cause cancer. It could cause suicide. And how many
suicidal thoughts?
I would say at least 60% of them. One was like, if you have thoughts of suicide. Literally. If you have thoughts of suicide, really. Yeah. Or you might not wake up. Consult the doctor. Or, are you fucking kidding me? Give me what are your thoughts?
Well, okay, so the one reason why you're always fucked up after you take sleeping pills or any kind of medication is because it fucks up your body's chemistry. So our body's body chemistry it regulates how we feel, what our mood is, how our personality is. So the reason we have a lot of shitty fucking people in the world nowadays is because their body chemistry is all jacked off. And the reason that their body chemistry is all fucked off is because of the foods that we eat and the medications that we take. If you're taking a medication that has more side effects than what it's supposed to cure, there's a problem with that. And it's become the norm now because it's all over the news, and that's what our government has told us to do. Well, it's time to wake up a little bit. I know everybody loves America, and everybody's like, yeah, go USA. America's a great country, and USA, that's great. But our government is fucking poisoning us. They're killing us. They've been killing us for years and years and years. So every time you go to the doctor, every time you get a shot, if you get a shot to cure you from something, it shouldn't make you sicker to go home. Okay? I have what they call an active brain aneurysm, and I am on 0 pharmaceutical medications. Reason being is because they were making me sicker than what the disease I had, and I call it a disease because it's a condition, it's a TBI, traumatic brain injury. So it's making it sicker than what my condition is making me. So when you have a medication that makes you sicker than what you're actually ailing from, that's another problem. We've got legalized drug dealers in America. Okay, how did crack and heroin get over here?
The government.
The government, right? Mm-hmm. So nobody's ever prosecuted for that. Yet they want to take people that grow marijuana or distribute marijuana and throw them in prison for years and years and life. So how can you be a drug dealer and then start convicting other drug dealers? I'd like to know that. How can you poison your American people and then put other drug dealers behind bars?
Well, that was one of the during on my post. That's one of the things that I did on my post was more people. And this I'm not making this up. More people die from pharmaceutical, from the big pharma industry, than guns, knives, bats, blunt force trauma, drunk driving combined. It's you take something. And then you have to have something else because it has a side effect.
Counter effect.
Then you have to take something for that side effect, and then you take another one for that side effect, and all you have is this absolutely death domino effect, and it never ends. Like for instance, like for my sleeping, you know what I did? And it gives me a perfectly good night's sleep. I take a nice fucking rip off my bong. And I sleep like a fucking baby all goddamn night. When I wake up in the morning, dude, I don't have a hangover.
No.
I'm fucking, let's do this. I go to my shop, I fucking do all my shit. Now, I mean, do a lot of people do that for recreational reasons? Yes, do. I only do that to go to sleep. Literally.
Yeah. My wife does the same thing.
Yeah. And I sleep like a baby, and I have there's absolutely zero side effects from smoking herb before I go to bed.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. Nothing happens to my kidneys. It doesn't affect my liver. It doesn't affect my heart.
It affects everything in your body. It makes it feel better and it actually heals it. The reason being is because we have more cannabinoid receptors inside of our body. The human mammal, out of all the mammals in the world, have more cannabinoid receptors inside of our body than any other species of life on the planet. There's got to be a reason for that. You know what I mean? There has to be a reason. So back in the day, they were using medical marijuana, like back in China, for ages. They used marijuana for all kinds of healing purposes. We're just now finding out it was the CBD and the other cannabinoids inside of there mixed in that actually were the healing properties of that. So I've always told people this. This is how I kind of break down marijuana. You have your THC, you have your terpenes, and then you have your CBD. Okay? So your terpenes are what's going to actually diagnose your ailment. Okay? And if you don't know what a terpene is, the reason that the name Terp House is because we use natural terpenes. Terpenes is the botanical oils inside of cannabis that give it its flavors and things. It's also what determines your high. A lot of people don't think about it, but they're like, well, I like sativa because it gets me speedy, and I like indica because it fucks me down, and it puts me in the couch, blah, blah, blah. They're thinking, well, it's the THC in there that's making me that high. It's not. It's the chemical compound inside of the terpenes. So it's just like all those essential oils that used to be all over the place. You used to rub like peppermint oils and vanillas and shit all over your skin. It's the aromatherapies. That's terpenes, botanical oils inside of any of plants and things. So what would happen on there is... Sorry, I lost my train of thought for a second.
Actually, while you're gaining your train, I did. That's why I didn't recall. But you know, one thing me and JJ forgot to do.
But JJ?
Oh!
God. Do I have a vagina? No, I don't think so.
But JJ's not here today.
He's waxing his vajayjay. He's waxing his vajayjay.
But
we're so.
It's just not the same without you, JJ, but we do love you, brother. All right? You do that so well. Cheers.
Oh, I don't know what I was saying. Okay, so anyway, so your terpenes are what is actually going to determine your ailment. It's going to open up those receptors and it's going to find what ails your body. The THC is more like your sedative. So it's going to put you into a nice state of rest. And then the CBD is the doctor that's going to go in there and fix what ails you. So whenever you're inhaling these terpenes or ingesting these terpenes, it's going to open up and activate the cannabinoid receptors more efficiently and let you absorb that CBD and THC more efficiently. So whenever you're smoking a sativa, the reason that it's giving you that high feeling is because of the terpene compound. It's not because of the THC. THC is THC. So everybody out there smoking all this shatter and this wax and like, oh, this flavor's great and that flavor's great. It's all good. You're smelling a little bit of the terpenes, but there's not enough terpenes inside that concentrate to actually take effect. So when you're smoking all that concentrate, the reason that you're getting that super big high is because of the butane and the contaminants left inside of the shatter and things of that nature. That's why I like to use a triple distilled distillate. There's no chemicals in there. There's no solvents or anything like that. So it's solvent free. And all you're getting is your THC distillate. So you don't, whenever you're getting the high feeling, it's from that THC. What makes it a little bit more special is we introduce it with that strain-specific terpene compound. So if you've got a green crack, we're using the compounds in the green crack, you're getting that green crack effect. It's the same thing with our CBD oils. I'm going to grab this here from you real quick. So inside of our CBD oils, we also put in terpenes. This is a sublingual drop. A lot of people think that this is an oral drop. Let me explain the difference. An oral drop, you're going to just put it in your mouth and swallow it. That's what she said. But a sublingual drop is going to actually go back into your system. So it goes into the capillaries of the blood vessels. The best way to do that is to put it underneath your tongue. So if you ever have any vitamins or if you want to get really fucked up, this is for a lot of junkies out here. If you want to get really fucked up, crush up your pills and put them underneath your tongue. That's the biggest absorption point in your body, and it'll hit your system immediately. So you take a drop or two of the CBD, put it underneath your tongue, hold it there for 45 seconds or so. It'll go into the capillaries of the systems, capillaries of the blood vessels sublingually. And then you don't lose any of that potency through digestion or anything like that.
That's like an acid trick.
Yeah.
Like when you put it underneath your tongue instead of on top of it.
Yep.
There was even people that would do it through their eyeballs, like with a dauber. And I'm like, what the hell? They diluted it enough to where it was safe enough to do it.
Yep.
I never tried that one.
I've heard of them doing it.
I've done it under the tongue, but yeah, no.
Yeah,
that's something that I never want to experience in my life.
Actually, Tiff.
Oh, is she checking in?
Yeah, she says that YouTube feed is a rerun on her mic, so I kind of turned him down a little bit. So, Tiff, if you can go ahead and let me know if I just corrected it. But now I have, what Brandon just showed you is the CBD oil that I purchased. I do purchase all my CBD oil from Terp House, and
everybody should.
I'm telling you, it is good shit. I don't take any kind of medication whatsoever. I was telling Brandon earlier before we went on the air that the only time I take any type of medication it is aspirin. Because I have a bum knee, and when I work the motorcycle training, I do a lot of walking. And sometimes my knee starts getting, say, hey, you know what, he's like, fuck off, I'm here. So you need to either sit down in the fucking chair or, numb this pain. So, but it's only once in a while. But it's just aspirin. It's not some fucked up thing that you find on these TV fucking commercials that sit there and it has a side effect that my colon is going to fall out. But other than that, I take these CBD oils, and I'm telling you, there's so many ailments that it can cure and just take care of. I don't. That's it. That's my only fucking issue. And it's a bum knee, and it's something that was an injury. It's not like I have my kidneys are all fucked up, my liver's fucked up. I mean, yeah, I like to drink, but
I like to drink.
I don't have issues. I really don't. And I've been doing CBD oils for fucking years before this whole legalization thing came around. You could get CBD oil years ago, and I've been taking it, and it's good shit. And I'm telling you,
so, what does it do though?
I'm flipping it over to back to Brandon.
Real quick, I gotta bring something up real quick. So I want everybody to do this at least. If it's not for me, it's for the children. I need everybody to go gray in May. There's this.
Like gray hair?
No, I need everybody to start wearing gray in May for brain tumor awareness. If I get emotional, I apologize. So there's he's not a good friend of mine. He's an acquaintance. I'm starting to cry already. He's an acquaintance of mine. We worked together, but he had a little girl, Nova, and she was like 2 years old. I don't know the whole story. I can't get into it deep. But anyway, she passed away from a brain tumor. That was misdiagnosed, and they just fucked her around. And I have an interview from James Lynch that actually talked to the father, Joshua Martinson, and it's a heart-wrenching story, and I'm shaking now because it pisses me off. We have to start holding Big Pharma accountable and all these doctors accountable for at least our children. Even if we could do free health care for children under 15, something like that, you know? These little babies don't deserve to be fucking suffering and just because of money.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. Let's think about this. We haven't had the issue with children with cancer and shit like that as much as we had till like maybe the last 30 years, right? Because that's when, you know, I mean, now you're getting like, when your girl is pregnant or whatever, they're like, oh yeah, you need this mineral shot or vitamin shot, whatever they fucking call it, right? And all of a sudden, now we're having these issues years later, and now it's even more common with infants now.
Well,
am I correct?
Well, it's super, but okay. So the baby boomers, remember how they're like, a lot of baby boomers have Hep C, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
They were injecting those fucking kids, like those parents, with that Hep C vaccination, right? And then now they're saying that they were
wrong,
prone to it or whatever. But when they're injecting all these, like everything's been happening over the past like 70 years or so. We've been getting poisoned. I mean, when you have Germans and shit that are fucking sterilizing people, that didn't stop there. That's just scientific research to figure out what compounds do. Like, I am so thankful for like NICUs and children's hospitals and things. I'm not saying anything about that. But we need better education and better knowledge and better preparation for these people. Like, when you have nurses that are dropping children while they're fucking feeding them because they fell asleep, like, if you ever feel bad about yourself or you want to bitch about how bad life is, go spend 10 fucking minutes in the NICU. A newborn intensive care unit. Go spend 10 minutes in there, and if you come out and bitch about your life, you deserve to eat a bullet. I've been in there. I know people that have been, like, my son was born 3 months premature. And the pain and the agony that these kids go through, just not even counting the parents, is asinine. So when you're bitching about the video game you don't have, or you don't have that, you can't go out to that party, think about these children laying in a hospital bed that had no choice, and now they're suffering because we had to go out and get all these vaccinations. Like, our government is poisoning us, and we're letting them. We need to wake the fuck up.
Right, and what happens is that people, they want to trust, the government so much, and because it's kind of like religion. I mean, even though I respect, if you are religious, I respect what you want to believe in, but I think what that is because people need something to believe in. And I think they put too much emphasis on believing. And yes, the government, which is basically, funded and run by Big Pharma. If you really think about it, they're the biggest investors in our government. So all the government, they make some fucking money off it. So what would you now? Then you also have the people that are, it's marijuana and it's a drug because they've been programmed to think that. That was my generation. We had the drug wars. That was my generation. The whole drug war thing. And then we had, what was that dog? Remember the dog? What was that dog's name?
Dog?
No, because you were at school and they had the dog and it was like,
McGruff?
McGruff! And yeah, this is McGruff. The drugs are bad, blah, blah, blah. Marijuana's bad. And marijuana leads to fucking heroin and cocaine and crack.
It's the gateway drug.
Fuck off. I mean, really?
It's the gateway drug.
Right. So you get people, the parents are, I think my generation is pretty much grown up. I don't think that.
I think your generation is the most dead, you old bastard.
Well, but I think my generation has done having kids. But what happens is my generation, they've been programmed, so now they've taught their kids that that marijuana is bad. Anything to do with marijuana, any kind of abstract from marijuana is bad. So how would you, Brandon? How would you what am I trying to say? How would you change somebody's mind? How would you say, look, we're trying, even though they're watching the commercials and saying, this drug, it'll cure this, but you're going to have to take 10 other drugs because of all the fucking side effects. How would you approach someone and say, look, this is why this organic, CBD oil, for instance, let's say that, is better for you than what you're fucking popping, in that pill?
Well, I would take a bottle of my CBD, a whole bottle, and then I would take a whole bottle of pills, and I'd ask them which one they would take the whole bottle of first.
True.
And then if they didn't make a choice, I would grab the CBD and I would drink the whole bottle.
And you don't, it can make you all high or not. It has nothing to do with getting high at all.
And I've done this at seminars, and I've done this in front of people, because a lot of people are like, well, I don't want no weed because I don't want to be high. Well, what do you think fucking happens when you're putting foreign chemicals in your body? Being high isn't just feeling good, blah, blah, blah. You can get high off of anything. I mean, there's smells. There's certain terpenes in the air that can make us high. There's aphrodisiacs. Certain smells and certain terpenes will make you act certain ways. It will trigger certain parts of your body. It's called terpene activation. Well, I don't know if that's what it's called. That's what I call it. I don't know if somebody Google it. Like, he's a fucking idiot. So that's what I call it. So people just don't understand what they don't understand. They're afraid of, and that's the biggest thing. And that's the biggest thing with the world today is nobody wants to understand. If you make a statement, I'll just generalize it and hear what I want to hear and be pissed off at you. Or I'll love you. I won't even ask what the fuck you really mean by that. And that's the problem with today's society. And a lot of people don't ever say, well, why do you mean that you need that? You need prescription medication. Well, there are a couple of different prescription medications that you would need. I'm not a doctor, so I can't tell you which ones those are, but I know that for a fact you do not need, and I'll debate a doctor on this because I have research and I verified this, you do not need to take any medications for your blood pressure or for your heart. Both of those conditions, any kind of conditions with those, can be solved by diet and exercise. You don't even have to fucking, if you're in a wheelchair, you can solve your high blood pressure, low blood pressure, fucked up blood pressure, and heart conditions with diet.
Well, which we were talking about earlier before we came on the air, Brandon, is that, people go into a McDonald's. We were talking about McDonald's. Mm-hmm. You walk into McDonald's, and guaranteed at least 80% of those people are fucking obese. And they keep doing this to themselves.
You mean the ones that work there?
It tastes good. It's and they just fucking keep chowing that shit down. Diet. My son has got me on Dylan. Has got me on a portion control, and there's nothing. It's we cook it ourselves, so there's no hormones. There's nothing all fucking thrown into it. We do when we buy our chicken. It's all the it's not pasture fucking chicken, whatever they call it.
Farm raised.
Farm raised, yeah. And the rice, these whole grain rice, things like that. So he makes me my fucking meals, and I'm telling you, I've lost a couple pounds. Don't even say nothing, Scott. I can go, but outside of just losing my weight, some of the weight I've lost, I'm also feeling better. And people, when they consume all this shit, they don't realize, okay, well, because they say, oh, it's 100% beef. It's 100% of fucking what beef? The entire fucking cow? They don't understand, that. And at McDonald's or whatever, they're not held accountable for being lying, because actually, it is per 100% of this cow that was, like
eating shit.
Eating hormones and fed a bunch of fucking shit.
Commercialization of our world has fucked up our society. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I just wanted to put that out there. When people want to have easy shit, you want to have TV dinners, you want to have all your steaks and shit, that's what's fucked up our communities and our society. If you opened up a butcher shop, I would rather go to you to get my meat and pay another $1 or $2 a pound more than go to Vaughn's or Stater Brothers or some shit like that. If more people would do that, we would have less fucking diseases. We would have less animal torture. But go ahead, I didn't mean to interrupt you, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but back to the whole diet thing. People don't, I mean, if you think about it, people don't, it's a diet. I mean, cook things your fucking self. I mean, people get so busy or what have you. I mean, like Scott. For instance, Scott.
You need to talk.
You own your own business. You own your own business. Yeah. Now, let's be honest. How often do you eat out? Because you know what, I'm running on a tight schedule. I'm having to do all this, and I'm just I won't make myself, a tuna sandwich with, very little mayonnaise or whatever. I mean, you gotta have mayonnaise with tuna. I'm just saying. But it's a lot better.
Sounds like a porno.
But I'm just saying, how often would you say, I'll just grab something at a fast food place and just suffice myself?
I try to very minimally. It happens every now and then, but just with knowing Tiff, the time I had, she eats very healthy, and I'll rather go to somewhere else that has like pho or something that's more healthy for you. That's not
pho.
No, it's pho. Fuck.
Pho.
No. Fuck you.
It's the Caucasian.
Yeah. But it's things like that, sushi, more healthy options that are out there. I'll take those if it's optional. If it's there, I will take it because I don't want to go to McDonald's or any of that other shit. Too often because it's just garbage, and just like you were saying with the beef and all that. They feed it shit and give it shit and hormones and all that, but it's just as bad as just breathing the fucking air here. They're in California especially. They're blanketing the skies with fucking this chemical that they're spraying in the air to control the weather, and in my opinion, exercise whatever they're trying to do to eliminate the population. There's heavy metals that are in that blanket of what looks like clouds that really isn't clouds, and we're all breathing that shit in, and it's all just going all over into even organic, made foods. It's just soaking right into it, and we're eating it.
Mm-hmm. So, but outside of he went into the chemtrail thing.
Chemtrail, fucking A.
No, you don't think it's real? I mean, it sounds like shit.
But
absolutely real.
Back to the diet thing is yes, people don't realize the diet, and taking the CBO, like I said, okay, Turp House, right? Is it good for you? Yes, it is. Does it? And we're going to go. We'll talk about how it because we started with the show like this, but I think we kind of went off. I had to interrupt you. You can't. It's not something you can sit there and be like, okay, well, I can like with those people that make those diet pills. You can eat anything you want, and you can still lose weight.
Right.
That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about not only using this for wellness of yourself, your body. We're also talking about eating healthy too.
Yeah, you have to.
So, I mean, am I correct on that? Right?
Yeah,
that's the point we're trying to make here.
Yeah, I mean, you have to watch out what you're eating. I mean, it's just like if you sweep your floors and then go outside in a muddy yard and don't clean off your shoes before you come in the house, you're just tracking more shit into your house. So you can't eat or drink something good and eat something bad, or eat something good but don't exercise, or exercise and eat like shit. You've got to really take care of your body, especially nowadays because all the shit that's out here. Back in the day, you just walked out, killed something, picked something out of the ground, ate it, and you were good to go. Nice and healthy, it was good to go.
And they didn't have cancer in fucking that time.
I mean, I'm sure they did, but it wasn't rampant like it is now.
Right.
You know what I mean? And The thing is that we don't really know what's going on because all the shit that's written down is all fucking media bullshit. I mean, you just take the religion, for example. You can't have 17 different Bibles written.
Exactly.
You can't. It's not fucking physically possible.
No, religion is a interpretation of whatever they want to believe.
Yes.
You know, if there's a God, then whatever, believe in it, but don't tell me some horseshit story about it. You know, it's like one interpretation after another, after another, after another. It's okay, great. Okay.
Which is the same exact thing that they want to do with the farm thing. Here's
this
pill will cure this.
Yeah.
But it's going to fuck something else up.
But we got a pill to help that, though, so it's all good.
Right.
See, if everybody's thinking about, well, God created the earth and da-da-da-da, so everybody wants to do this religious shit now, right? Everybody's on this religious kick. So let's be religious. Let's start talking about God. Where's God's pill factory at? Where's he making his Tylenol at? You know what I mean? So if you want to start talking about, oh, God this and God that, religion this and religion that, start standing up for our fucking rights. We have a right to plant things in the ground and let it grow. We have the right to harvest that and consume it if it cures our ailments. Who are you to tell me that I can't feel good? Oh, I can feel good, but only on your terms with your products that you can raise the prices on? A bottle of Tylenol used to be like 60 cents. It's like $12 now.
Right. Okay, I got a good one. Christopher Walsh just typed in. He said, my wife had a heart attack at age 40. Super rare heart attack called a dissection caused by stress. Now, okay. Now, obviously, all of us are exposed to stress. I mean, with me,
absolutely.
I own my own business, working the motorcycle training, being in the band. I've got my life is drawn so fucking thin in so different areas. Is it stressful? Yes, it is. So what happens is when people are stressed, there's a pill for stress. And what it does is it causes something else. Whereas if you stick to something like I know you have something, at your house. There's things for, like you said, there's something what people want to sleep better, or if someone wants to. And there's ones that actually make you feel better even when you're awake, and they're energetic. Different ways of getting rid of stress. One is, I'm just saying, I brought this under my tongue, and I'm telling you, do I have times where I'm stressful? Yes, it is. But you know what? I don't. It's not as overwhelming as some people think. Now, also, I tell you what, if I have a really stressful day, and I go home and I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm just man, I'm done with this fucking day. I take a nice little fucking rip of fucking Mary Jane, and I'm telling you. Now, am I trying to people say, well, all you're doing is you're alleviating something that's only going to be back the next day?
Nope.
No, I'm not. No, I am not. What I'm doing is I'm actually alleviating what I'm fucking dealing with right now, which is stress. And does it release it? Yes, it does. And instead of popping a fucking pill. So I'm not saying, Chris, that you need to get a marijuana card, but I'm telling you, you might want to contact go to tell you what, Chris, do this. Go to where?
TheTerphouse.com. TheTerphouse.com. Use promo code BROG for 20% off your first order.
And you have things that are for stress. Yeah. You have things for other things. So here's for sleep, this is for stress, this is for,
I'm glad you brought that up. So let me kind of explain how the CBD works.
So I'm actually going to hand this to, I'm going to hand my phone over to Scott. I got to piss.
Well, I'll educate while you urinate.
Yes. There you go.
So basically, CBD, there's not different types. There's just different dosages. There's different dosages that you can do for milligrams or whatnot to have desired effects. How CBD works is it restructures your body's chemistry. So if your body composition's all fucked up, you've got a lot of injuries, or you've taken a lot of drugs, alcohol, whatever, you're going to require a lot more CBD than the regular person. Even if you don't have any injuries, because your body has to readjust. Once it's readjusted, you keep taking your CBD, you're going to notice that you don't feel as much aches and pains, and you sleep well, things of that nature. What it does basically is it helps with sleep. It doesn't help you fall asleep, but it helps you fall into a deeper state of rest. How it does that is your brain will start secreting a certain type of a fluid. It will encapsulate the brain, allow it not to move and jostle around. Whenever you're tossing and turning at night, even if you go from your back to your side, your brain jars around in your head, and that's why you end up waking up. You're not waking up from sounds or anything like that. It's from your brain hitting the skull. So if you have the CBD, it encapsulates that. It allows that not to happen, and you stay into a deeper state of rest throughout the night. You don't wake up so much. So it doesn't put you to sleep. It just allows you to stay into a deeper state of rest. This is important, too, through athletics. If you take this, once you take your dosage of CBD, it allows you to remain focused for a number of hours because it encapsulates your brain and it doesn't allow it to jar around. So if you're an active competitor in like wrestling, jiu-jitsu, boxing, MMA, kickboxing, you take this medication before your sparring sessions. It would allow you to avoid any kind of brain trauma, concussions, or anything like that. So it would allow you not to have a headache after sparring. I mean, the things that it does is asinine. So we have people with anxiety problems, multiple sclerosis, skin cancer. I have a person that had ate up with skin cancer, had this skin cancer spots, been on the oil for 6 months, 8 months now, no skin spots whatsoever. Took them completely away.
That actually, last time that I got the CBD oil from you, I told you the same thing. From working,
that's right.
From working in the sun, doing the motorcycle training, and I did not, now I wear gloves and everything, dirt bike gloves when I'm actually teaching. But I did have these like sunspots, and they were actually kind of almost resembling a wart, but very, very thin. And I had them like all over my arms. And as soon as I started doing the CBD, they just started disappearing.
Mm-hmm.
Disappearing.
And do you know how CBD kills your cancer cells?
Well, that would actually be a very interesting question that I would love you to answer.
Okay, so what CBD does is it'll actually encapsulate the cancer cell. It'll hold it in place while having your body generate rapidly your red and white blood cells. Your red and white blood cells will then be able to attach to that cancer and kill it. This isn't something that just masks pain. It actually cures the disease that is ailing you.
Well, there's actually quite a few videos you can go onto the internet, and it says shows how the CBD oil, when injected into a cancer cell, how it starts to kill it.
Mm-hmm. Well, the CBD doesn't actually.
Well, whatever they do, the whole science thing. I'm not a fucking scientist.
Yeah, I mean, it actually seeks it out because CBD will actually go after whatever's foreign inside of your body. So, just to kind of jump a little bit off the topic, I want everybody to try to do some research. There's a little tidbit here. Back in the 50s, 60s, right up to about 76, 74, somewhere around there. The American Medical Association was actually smearing the chiropractic profession, telling you that they're fucking you up, doing this and doing that. You don't need to be adjusted. You need to take pills. And they were going through and actually bad-mouthing this profession. They weren't going in and saying, well, we're not sure, you might want to consult. No, they were saying, you don't want to go to a chiropractor, it will fuck you up. And then you need to take this pill. So for the last 60 or so years, almost 70 years, now we're getting prescription drugs thrown at us, and now we have a big epidemic. It's crazy how the government has created every fucking drug epidemic that we have.
Right.
So, and I hate to sound anti-government, but I am, because I'm tired of all of us getting killed. We're the only country in the world that will allow foreigners coming in. We will give them more rights than our veterans. Okay, what pisses me off is that we have homeless veterans. If you went and put your life on the line, you deserve my house. I don't deserve my house. I haven't put my life on the line. You know what I mean? You deserve a house. So we have millionaires and billionaires that are getting humanitarian of the year awards and shit because they're donating all this money to shit. They're not helping anybody. Money doesn't help anybody unless you use it for good causes. So, you know, like, if you're going out and saying, oh, well, you know, we need to do something about this or do something about that, and you're on your insurance, still getting your prescription drugs and doing this, you're a fake fuck and I don't want anything to do with you. I need people to stand up, say, fuck Big Pharma, I'm not taking this shit anymore. I'm going to smoke my cannabis. I'm going to take my CBD. And there's a difference on here. I don't recommend smoking or vaping CBD. The reason being is the combustion points are totally off. Your combustion point for CBD is 198 degrees. Your combustion point for e-liquids and THC is 368 degrees. E-liquids are around 398 degrees. So almost twice what CBD is. So by the time it ignites the e-liquid or whatnot, you're already at like the 1-in-1 CBD THC. By the time the THC gets to the vaping temperature, your CBD is already burnt completely off.
So it's like burning off alcohol.
100%. Yeah. So you're not getting. So everybody's on this big CBD kick. So they're selling 30 milligram bottles, 200 or 30 milliliter bottles, 200 milligrams, 250 milligrams for $100. They're giving you like 2 or 3 milligrams per serving. They're ripping you off. You need 25 milligrams per serving at each time for it to take effect into your body. Your body won't. It might not absorb all of that, but it will hold it as long as it's in a fat soluble substance. A lot of companies are out. The biggest thing right now is people are doing multi-level marketing. They're going out saying, well, join my team, pay $150, then you can go out and sell this shit. Biggest rip-off in history. They don't even know what the fuck they're selling. And most of the high-dosage CBD is all hemp seed oil. It's not even CBD, so they're taking hemp seed oil, popping it in there and saying, oh, I got 4,000 milligrams of CBD here. And people are so fucking stupid, they just buy it up. In Indiana, my home state, like I'm from there, everybody knows that I have a CBD company. Nobody in Indiana buys my CBD oil. They'll go to a gas station and pay $125 for 500 milligram per bottle and take it home and take it and then bitch about how it doesn't work.
Okay, so, you know, on that subject, which was, I'm glad you brought that up. So you can, how would somebody like, okay, go ahead and buy my Terp House, just buy a bottle, and buy a bottle from somebody else. What would they? How would they go ahead and send it out to test it? You know, so you can prove that. You know what? Hey, look, here you go. Where would they send that to?
There's a lot of different testing agencies. Like you have like SC Labs, but a lot of people like it costs $80, $90 or whatnot. So a lot of people they just don't want to spend the money, or they don't know where to go. So if you type up medical marijuana testing facilities in my area, near me. There'll be a plethora of different labs, but you need to research it because what a lot of labs are doing is, like, I know you, Zig, but I don't know you, Scott. So when you send me some shit, I'm going to tell you it's whatever, but over here, whatever you want me to tell, whatever you needed to say, Zig, I'm going to do it for you. Because, you pay me an extra $300 a month or whatever. But I don't really know you, so your shit's this.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right.
When I first started, I was spending so much money on testing that like these motherfuckers were laughing at the bank. Like they were just like, oh, come on back in, Terp House. So, yeah, you come on in and test all this shit. I was testing everybody in the market, all the big name companies, and everybody was lying. And I printed up a big board, and I went to all these shows, and I was showing everybody, everybody they're lying to you. They didn't give a fuck. All they wanted was what was cheap. So. It's what's ever easy. If you have a good-looking package and you make it sound cool, they're going to buy your shit. Like, there's people buying 500 milligram bottles of CBD for $129. I sell 1,200 milligrams per bottle for $79.99. And I can't get people in my home fucking state to purchase oil from me.
Wow.
Ignorance.
It doesn't make any goddamn sense. And I'm not saying that because here's another thing too. CBD is just like any other medication. it may, one company may work great for Scott and it might not work on Zig at all. Reason being is the composition. So our bodies have these allergies, even if they have reactions or not. So through my research, what I found out is a lot of people are allergic to certain different oils. Some are hemp seed oil, some are coconut oil. And they're not violent reactions. They're just allergic reactions that do not allow your body to absorb it. So what happens is if you're allergic to coconut oil, you'll take the CBD that's mixed in coconut oil, and it will not allow the CBD to go into your system because your body is rejecting the coconut oil. It won't
so you're not breaking out hives. You're not like
exactly.
You're just not getting
it's just not working.
Right.
So then what you need to do is you need to find a hemp seed oil type of CBD and try that. I'm almost 99% positive that type of oil will work, and vice versa. If you've taken hemp seed oil CBD and it's not working, take a coconut base. Reason being is because it's a fat oil, it's a fat soluble substance, and it will stay inside of your body. A lot of people are saying, hey, you need to do water soluble. Like the CBD water is a complete bullshit. For one, you cannot have a pH level higher than 3.0 in a clear plastic bottle. UV lights, UV rays demolish pH levels. Fucking kill them. Yeah. So everybody has clear plastic bottles on the shelves for months and months saying 9.5 alkaline water. Bullshit. False advertising.
Absolutely. I'm in water filtration. So.
Okay, well, perfect. So you cannot have that. Also, CBD in a water soluble is a waste of money because you cannot absorb all that. So in a bottle, you're paying like $8 for a bottle of CBD. There's 200 milligrams of CBD in there. Your body can only ingest around 38 to, I think, 68 milligrams at a time, depending on your body composition. So if it's water soluble, you're just going to sweat it or piss it out. So in the $8 that you're paying, you're getting about $2 worth of CBD. So what companies want is they want you to take their CBD oil. They want you to call them and say, hey, it's not working for me. Oh, well, just up your dose. There you go. Take twice as much as what you're supposed to. That way you can come back to the store and buy another bottle.
Yeah,
it's all marketing. So if you cannot find research where like people are having reviews and saying, hey, I'm using this product, it's working well, blah, 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 don't use that product. There's people going around town to town trying to sign you up on some CBD. They can't tell you where it's farmed, how it's fucking extracted, where it's tested from. They can't tell you any of that. So if they can't tell you where it comes from, why would you put it in your body? That's like going to the drug dealer and saying, well, what's this heroin cut with? I don't know. I'm going to shoot it up anyway. Doesn't make any fucking sense.
It's going to get you fucking off. Shut the fuck up. You indulge, yes?
Indulge with what?
You like smoke fucking,
No, that shit just makes me paranoid, sorry.
Does it really?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask him. Does that actually get you high?
No.
It's just the benefactors of it?
Yeah, there is
benefactors, whatever.
But
there's no THC in it.
Before we move on to that, if let's say I'm going to go back to Christopher Walsh, his deal about his wife having stress. If some people say, like, well, I'll just go home and I get home and I'll have a glass of wine. Well, see, the thing is, when you have a glass of wine, next thing you have like 8 or 9 more. And now all of a sudden you're fucking intoxicated. But I can guarantee you take one hit of fucking, a marijuana, boom. Instantly. It's not like you have to sit there and fucking smoke a whole goddamn joint. I've never done it, and I've been smoking fucking, weed, God, man, since I was like 13 fucking years old. And now
that's like 100 years.
Right.
Now that I actually, I was doing it for recreational purposes, which is nothing wrong with that. I mean, fuck, I don't give a shit. I think smoking drugs is a lot better than fucking drinking a case of beer. I will definitely back that up. But I don't, even though as long as people say, well, your tolerance level grows. No, I swear to God, I'm completely fucking honest with you. I will take one fucking hit, and I will fucking be good to go, and I will go to sleep and sleep like a baby and wake up.
I knew that.
Without a fucking hangover, dude. I'm telling you.
Well,
So-
see, I wouldn't mind doing that if it was like me going to bed, if I knew I wasn't out in public and making an ass of myself because I was just so stoned up my ass. Which,
Just you gotta do right before you go to bed.
well, the last time I did like he was saying, some of that goddamn sativa shit.
Yeah.
One of my buddies like, hey, try this. I'm like, all right, we're at fucking Ozfest.
Ozfest. Fuck.
And I'm
There
like,
you go.
Okay, I'll do it.
There's
I was
anything
already
to do, it's
buzzed.
got to be Ozfest.
So I tried one hit, and then that didn't work, so I tried another hit, and it's like nothing. But what I didn't realize is how long it takes to take effect.
That's the problem.
And I took one more. Good night.
See,
I'm like, let's go.
I smoke so much that I cannot get high anymore. Like people will.
Cigarettes like smoking a cigarette.
It's like smoking air. I literally cannot get high anymore. Like every night to go to bed, I dab concentrates, but I do like my distillate, and I dab probably 3/4 of a gram to a gram of distillate a night before I go to sleep. And my tolerance is just retarded. I literally smoke all day long. I smoke on this all day long.
Then maybe I should recant my
Oh yeah,
my comment of building up a tolerance because me.
No, you absolutely
I mean,
just like alcohol, any drug.
I mean, obviously, yeah. I've had a few people that try to drink me on the table. That ain't gonna fucking happen.
Well,
But when it comes to
seems pretty fucked up.
I don't know. My tolerance has not gotten any larger. And since I was 13 fucking years old.
My best friend Brandon Powell. So he's one that actually got me.
Brandon Powell.
He actually got me smoking weed. And he's been smoking weed since the goose's age, man. Like since he was a kid. Like since he was 13, he's been smoking weed, right? He got me on there. And I'm smoking a little bit, and then next thing you know, he's fucking like tapping out like after a couple of weeks. He's like, bro, like I've never been so high as the times I'm with you. Like I'm going to quit smoking weed because, and like this dude's a chiefer, bro. And he said, I'm going to quit smoking weed because you fucking smoke too much. And nobody ever would have thought that I could smoke weed, but I could probably outsmoke Snoop Dogg.
That's pretty good. Because actually, Chris Walsh, he came in. He said, I gave my dog edibles.
You're talking to your mic, dude.
He said, I gave my dog edibles because he had a stroke. And yes, they do have edibles for dogs. They do. For animals, cats, whatever. And he said, yes, they do. They do. A buddy of mine gives his dog, because his dog has deals with seizures.
My son has epilepsy, too.
Then you need to put him on CBD.
Yes, you do, CBD. And he said that.
Does he have seizures?
He said that the vet said he had 3 weeks now.
I have epileptic seizures every day.
Okay.
We'll chat after.
So he said his dog had a stroke, and 3 weeks now he's been completely normal. 3 weeks. So they do have edibles. It's not just for. And then we'll talk about that too. That there's different things than just the oils. There's edibles and things that people can take. Because my Jordy, he has anxiety, and he eats edibles. And
now, are you talking about THC edibles or CBD edibles?
I don't know. Okay. I don't know because I'm not the one taking them, but he's my boy, and I know he does have anxiety. And as soon as he eats an edible, boom, instantly. And speaking of the whole seizure thing, there are videos where you can see someone giving their child some CBD oil, and all of a sudden it takes about 2-3 minutes, and the kid, boom, and they're good to go without the side effect of what the farm wants you to be. And if you do take, say you give your kid a pill, it takes like half hour, an hour for the actual thing to take effect. But then there's another side effect.
Well, it's going through your system, so it's ravaging your liver, your kidneys, and everything else. With the reason that cannabis works so fast is because, like I said, we have more cannabinoid receptors in our body than anything else. If our body is naturally receptive to a product, why are we outlawing it and pushing it away? Why is a product that makes you bleed from your eyes legal and prescribable, but something that has no side effects is illegal and can put you in prison? There's a problem with that. The only way that we can change that is for people to stand up. And I don't mean stand up and start protesting and standing in front of shit, but just stand up and dump your prescriptions, grow your marijuana, let them put us in jail. Let them put thousands of us in jail. I'll be right there with everybody. I don't give a fuck. I'll be at the forefront. You guys show me a fucking militia ready to rock it down, and I'll be in the forefront of it. But I'm not going to stand up alone. I won't do it. But if I have people to join me, I'll be at the forefront hanging it up. Because I will not let my children be, like, my 6-year-old daughter takes CBD. I'm not giving my 6-year-old daughter fucking Vicodin. I'm not going to give her amoxicillin for no reason.
Right.
You know what I mean? But we'll go right to the doctor if we feel sick, and we'll start scarfing that shit down. It's not healthy. That's not what we need. That is a marketing ploy. There's no reason we need 17,000 different chemical compounds for different pills to cure, what is it, 602 diseases, 617 diseases, something like that. I mean, there's a lot more diseases, but it's asinine that we can sit back as a society and say, well, I know that you're poisoning us. I know that you're lying to us. Our president, we're the only country in the world that can out publicly make fun of our leader and put it on TV, and it's a big joke. It's funny and it's normal. When you get start making,
unless he's black, and then that's a
racist.
Yeah, which is bullshit.
Right. Well, one of the things that
we talk about that all day long too.
But and one of the things is like guns. You have these high school shootings where people are not really taking into consideration that the fucking kids that are doing that are whacked out, but they'll sit there and they'll run around and get these kids on the fucking footsteps of the White House and be like, oh, the guns are bad, blah blah blah, but yet guns kill are a very small percentage compared to Big Pharma.
Well,
really, I mean, if you look at, and it's very hard to. I was trying to look this up, and I was trying to find one, and I only found some where the percentage was like the Big Pharma was like, and they didn't want to really compare just only to farms. That's what I wanted to do. That's why one of the things I wanted to do is to compare it just to farms, because the people run a big stink about it, but you had to do the whole combination of everything, car accidents and what have you. But still, Big Pharma, when you did the whole thing about death, it was Big Pharma was the big factor in people's death.
More people die from chemotherapy than cancer.
Yes. Right.
More people die from a treatment than a disease. That's a fucking problem. That's a fucking problem. So, like, to go back on your thing about like these kids standing on the steps, oh, firearms was a problem. These are the same kids that were bullying these other kids.
Right.
Guns aren't the fucking issue. When you have 11 and 12-year-olds, 13, 14-year-olds, 15, 16-year-olds telling the whole country how it needs to be ran, there's a fucking problem with that. When you have, there was an ad on Fox News. I can't remember what politician said that. There's a definitive line between boys and girls. Okay? There's a definitive line between boys and girls. And Fox News asked the public, do you agree with this? Fuck yeah, I agree with that, because if not, I'd be fucking dudes.
Well, that's why they're trying to make every gender acceptable. And there's cross-gender bathrooms and all this bullshit. So now one bathroom is everybody. So now a guy can be pissing in a toilet and the girl comes in, and as soon as she walks in, the guy has to walk out because it's not acceptable. It's like, well, fuck, it's the same bathroom. What the fuck is the difference? If you want to watch my dick piss, then I can watch your pussy fucking piss. What's the difference? It's stupid. If there's a problem with it, then they shouldn't make one bathroom. Why are you causing more problems than there needs to be?
Because everybody has fucking neurotoxins running through the goddamn system, and they're crazy.
It's a pussification of America.
So when you have when you have people running around and they're worried about a guy dressing up as a girl that has tits, okay, going into a bathroom with other girls, okay, there's no pedophile in the world, no pedophile that's going to go through a sex change to molest little kids.
No, they're going to go and just cross-dress to go into a fucking girl's bathroom and try to do their fucking nasty shit. And if my daughter's in there and I see some cross-dresser going there, I'm going to like, fuck no, I'm going to walk right in there and say,
Yeah,
I drag my daughter right the fuck out of it so you can go to the next bathroom.
If you have a beard, if you have manly features, like if you dress like a woman, but you have a 5 o'clock shadow or a dick, you need to go to the men's bathroom.
Absolutely.
The bathrooms are for your gender. And we can go however you want, but the gender is, if you to me, is whether you have a vagina or a penis. If you have a vagina, take your ass into the girl's bathroom. I don't want you anywhere near the boys' bathroom. I don't care if my little girls are in there anyway, because you're not going to touch them. There's nobody can convince me that there's a pedophile that's like, you know what? I love touching little boys or little girls so much, I'm going to cut my dick off. You can't convince me of that. So if that's something that you want to do and you want to feel and you want to live your life as a female, then go for it. It doesn't affect me.
Go in the female bathroom.
Go in the female bathroom. If you want to be, but if you have a penis, take your ass in there with the rest of the penises. If you have a penis, you're not going anywhere near my little girl.
As embarrassed as you have to be, fucking be whatever you gotta be.
If you want to be a woman that fucking bad, then cut your dick off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
If you have any questions or any concerns, if you want to make a comment, you can go on to Zig Ray on Facebook, or you can go on to YouTube, Kaotic Radio live now, and then send us a question. If you have a question for Brandon and Turp House and anything with CBDs and everything else that the Turp House has, send us a message, and we will be glad to fucking answer them. Shit, man. See, I hit a fucking brick wall, man. I was just gonna fucking ask the question, and then
I do. It's for like.
Oh no! There it goes. Oh. Now, edibles.
Jesus Christ!
Right.
Put a butt in there, buddy.
Now, edibles. Now, one of the things that Scott said is that it became overwhelming. He's like, took a hit, did it feel nothing? Took another hit, did it feel nothing? Took a third hit, then all of a sudden, bam! Oh shit! I was fucking face fucking down in the dirt. People have to realize that if you're, because people think, oh, it's a cookie.
Oh, I've done that too.
So it's a chocolate chip cookie. It's got shit. So I'm going to eat the whole fucking. No, what you need to do is you have to kind of like, you have to really.
You got to ease into that shit.
You got to ease into that shit. So like, okay, well, someone who's never drank before. Okay, well, here's the shot. And then, like, 15, if they don't feel it, I'll give you another shot. No, that's not how it works. Because, it takes a minute. You have to actually go through the steps, which is, they tell you, take a small portion, and then wait. Chill out for, like, an hour. And see if how it affects you. But what people do is they'll sit there like, oh, it's a cookie. I did a cookie monster. And then eat a whole fucking cookie. Next thing you know, they're fucking spaced the fuck out. I had a buddy of mine give me a brownie. When I was younger, we used to make fucking marijuana brownies. It was good shit. But nowadays, they've stepped up. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like, okay, let's just take all the fucking shake that we have inside our bags and make some brownies. And I just ate the whole brownie. And I was playing the video game, man. And all of a sudden, I fucking was like, holy shit. It's like, boom. Oh, wow. That was a fucking really weird fucking phase. And then it hit me again, and again, all of a sudden I was like stuck on fucking stupid. And I'm like, holy shit, I was playing like some fucking, I think I was playing, it was a horror game. What was it? Resident Evil.
Oh, Jesus.
You guys started to freak the fuck out.
No. That's not a good game to play at all.
I started freaking the fuck out. I was like, oh shit. Then I started watching TV. I'm like, oh, so this was overwhelming. I literally had to walk around the block. I was like, let me go for a walk. So you actually, it's not like something that, just like, and I think that would also be a deterrent for people, because if they do that, if they take something like an edible and then they eat the whole fucking thing, they don't realize, you need to do it in portions. Everybody, it affects everybody differently. And that is one of the problems in which people are like sitting there like, oh, well, edibles and blah, blah, it's going to make you fucking freak the fuck out because my daughter fucking, got stuck on stupid for like 3 days. I mean, that happens a lot. Am I correct?
Yeah, it happens a lot. But people don't try to experience it themselves. They just take what people's word is. And you know how people's word is. It travels. Yeah. So when Scott will have an experience and tell Zig, and then by the time it gets to me, you've been flying off the fucking couch when you just told him, hey, I stepped off and I felt like I was on cloud 9.
Yeah, exactly.
Next thing you know, you were flying around the room and shit and hallucinating. So people get misconceptions because they don't want to try to understand things. One of my very first experiences with edibles, I didn't really smoke weed or anything. I had an edible. I had a gym in Seattle, Washington. My BJJ instructor was like, hey, you need to calm down a little bit. We're going to do some jiu-jitsu today. So here, take a little, like a corner of this. I thought he said a quarter. And he said a corner. He said a corner of this. I thought he said a quarter. So me being me, nothing exceeds like success. So I fucking pulled off about half the fucking thing and I ate it. And I'm sitting down on the wall. And the next thing I know, like, people are off the wall, and I cannot move anywhere. I feel like I am stuck to the wall.
Exactly.
And I literally cannot move. So about 10, 20 minutes later, he's finally seeing me still sitting there, and I'm just zoned off in my own space. So he's like, hey, you need to get off the mat, And about an hour later, I'm like, all right, I'm cool. I'm going to go ahead and go home now. So I get in the car, and I'm driving. I don't know how long I've been on the road, but I noticed there's a lot of honking going on behind me. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I look back. And buddy, there's so many cars behind me. It looks like a traffic jam. I look in front of me. There's nobody in front of me. I look down at the speedometer. I'm going 20 miles an hour. I've probably been doing this because I'm hearing a honking for a good long while. I'm probably driving this way. It's on a 2-lane fucking highway. So one lane this way, one lane the other way. And I'm going 20 miles an hour, and people are just going fast as fuck the other way, and there's just a line of traffic probably a mile back. I've probably been going 20 miles an hour for like 4 or 5 minutes.
Well, which is actually a really good point. I mean, I'm not saying we're not going to say, hey, drive intoxicated, because it doesn't matter if it's alcohol or anything else. If it's going to affect your driving, you're going to affect driving. But if you were on, like, a half a bottle of tequila, how are you going to drive? You would do a lot faster. You're going to fucking kill somebody. So now you're driving 20. Now all you're doing is like slowing everybody down.
Yeah.
I'm just chilling.
I'm just chilling, bro.
I'm just chilling. Well, where's that fucking what was it? Cheech and Chong. Yeah, you have your license. Yeah, it's on the back.
It's on the back, man.
It's in the bumper, man.
In the car, man. So you're just kind of like, and they wouldn't even go anywhere. They're parked.
Yeah, they're just chilling there.
So you're not. And I tell you what, one of the things that I do not like to do when I partake is I don't want to drive.
Yeah, I don't even
know.
It's like, oh my god, it freaks me the fuck out. I used to back in the day. I'm not going to say I'm a sinner. I'm a saint.
I'm a saint.
You're a sinner. But there was a time I was like, oh shit, I would be able to take a fucking rip and have some fun. But now it's like, years ago I took a rip and I was on my fucking way on this long fucking vacation in the middle of nowhere. And I was like, fuck, man, I can't do this. I really can't do this. It just kind of freaked the fuck out. I couldn't do it anymore. Which was obviously a good thing because I teach, but this is long before I was teaching. But I mean, I'm talking like in my mid-20s where I realized that I can't function, a motorized vehicle, properly. I just can't. You know, which is why when I come here at the show, my son is in the green room.
Oh, because he drives you home?
Yeah, he drives me home. I have a GED. I've had people like, oh, Zig, you're fucking sitting there drinking beer. Yep. Get my beer. I'm taking shots, but guess what? Shot. I sit in the back seat and fucking my son drives me fucking home. You know what I mean?
I mean, you know, if you stop by and get a hooker, you stop by and get a hooker, you know, whatever.
Actually, I got a fucking piss.
Again?
Jesus, I didn't even.
But so we're not taking a break. So here you go. So you know what? How have you not been able to take a piss yet?
I took one right before we started.
Are you going to
He's
take a portion of the
He's
shot?
got a man black.
It's already there.
Oh,
It's
is
been
it?
waiting for your ass.
He's had that in his hand for a good 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, right. Been-
Well, then what I'm going to do, I'm going to fucking hand the fucking phone over to Scott. Now,
You should just smack the shit out of him when he forgets your name. You know what I mean? Like Scott, like
Yeah.
I've known Scott for like what, a little over an hour, and I haven't forgotten his name once. You know what I mean? Like, come on now. Especially somebody as cool as Scott is, you can't forget his name.
Right? Shit, you know what? I had a fucking question.
Go piss, fucker.
Scott, I had a fucking question. Now, let me see if I remember it.
You will midway through one of our sentences.
Yeah. I remember when I was taking a piss. So
There you go.
There you go. Take that.
Oh, fuck.
Why the fuck does your phone get so goddamn
See, you
hot?
thought I was making that shit up.
Because it's a Samsung.
No, mine doesn't get that hot.
Oh, wait, it's because he's got it charged. It's charging.
It's
When
charging.
When you have...
It doesn't ask even if you're not charging.
I don't know.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because normally my phone will get hot if I'm charging it and then I'm using an application or something.
Yeah, no. No, but the first time, I'll tell my first edible story. It was in my ex's house, and we were having a pool party and barbecue and stuff, and her dad was over, and her dad smokes and takes edibles, so he had these cookies that he made. He grows his own weed and makes his own edibles out of them. And he goes, don't take the small ones, take the big one. He goes, but take half. Don't take the whole thing. I said, nah, I'm probably not going to do that. So we got, I was pretty buzzed already, and I was getting kind of, just like curious. So it's like, I'll try half of it. And then I forgot, and I took half of the big one, or the small one.
Oh, fuck.
And nothing happened for like over an hour. And I was like, again, like,
I took the wrong cookie.
fuck it, I'll take the other half. So I took the other half. And then another hour later, or a half hour later, it hit me. And I was like, holy shit.
I want to be this high.
Oh my God, no! I'm like, and when you're already really buzzed, it doesn't work well with alcohol. I'm sorry. If I was ever to smoke or take edibles, it would be without alcohol, because that just intensifies it tenfold, and it's just not a good thing. And I went in the pool by myself, and the dog came in, because the dog would always go in the pool, and I'm just sitting there petting the dog, and people were kind of, "What are you doing?" I'm like, I'm in the pool. Petting the dog. What? What's the matter? I was that high. It was like, God, I just needed to calm down. But it worked. It chilled me out and kind of sobered me up a little bit. It was like, God, that is just such an intensible high. It's like, fuck.
Okay, now, I remember my question. And
Do ya?
I feel I realize why, cannabis is legal now. I have my own fucking reasons.
I thought this was a question for me. You said it had to do with me.
It's not.
Okay, never mind then.
But all of a sudden, it's like now, because before it was, remember, cannabis was there was the war on drugs, and pot being the fucking biggest thing. And I think it was just like to me, the government's not making money on fucking Chapo fucking sending a bunch of goddamn millions of pounds of pot over here and making fucking money on it, and our government's not making any money on it. Where do you think that the turning point was? Okay, well now let's go ahead and let's legalize it. I think there's a hidden agenda somewhere along the line, and now you being with Terp House being a a distributor. Now, how do you think that works, and how do you think that's going to affect you in about 2 to 3 years? As far as because me being a business owner, there's a lot of shit that I have to I have to do a Coupa, which is basically a CUPA, which is with the fire department, because I have to show where my used oil is and this and that, because it's a motorcycle shop,
right.
So it's not a
you got all
the, but I'm telling you, I have money going in fucking different pockets. I mean, I swear to God, there's like 15 fucking different entities from the government that I have to pay. That they don't do nothing. They have nothing to do. All they want to know is information. So I have to pay thousands of dollars a year for information.
Do you know why you have to pay that?
But so now, where do you think that this is going to happen with this industry now?
Well, they're going to try to take it over. I mean, they already own the patents for cannabinoids. So the U.S. government the DEA has a patent on cannabinoids. I don't know the specifics on it, but I do know that the government, the DEA, the Drug Enforcement Agency, does have a patent on cannabinoids. I don't know the particulars of it, but the reason that you have to pay all your fees and shit for your licensing is because nobody's telling them that we're not going to pay it. Nobody knows why we have to have certain licensing, where our money goes. Nobody asks any questions to the government because they're scared. So I don't know how it's going to affect me. I'm not going to let it affect me. They could outlaw it completely, and I'd still sell it.
Which is not going to happen.
It's not going to. I mean, it's not. But I mean, basically, what they're trying to do is monopolize everything. They want to be able to get $1 off of everything. So if the American people are okay with people putting hands in their pockets, I'm going to go door to door and ask for $1 or $2 out of everybody in the United States, and then you'll never hear from me again. I mean, the government is taking money. They're taxing you on the things that you buy. They're taxing you on the things that you sell. They're taxing you on the income that you receive. They're taxing you on everything. They have to have $1 for every dollar that you get. And everybody's okay with that.
Oh yeah, because let's say that Brandon, you brought your motorcycle in, and I had taken some tires off of my personal bike, and they were still good. I mean, I only used them for maybe a couple thousand miles. They're still good. Mm-hmm. I decided to change up on a new brand, and I put those aside. You brought your motorcycle in and said, hey, you know what, dude? I need a price on tires. Oh, here's the price on some new tires. Well, dude, I can't afford that. Do you have any used tires? Actually, I do. I do have a set right here. They just came off of my motorcycle. They only got like 1,500 miles on them. We're good to go. I have to charge you tax on that, even though I already paid tax on it when I purchased it. Yeah. So new or used. Before I opened up my shop, I was in the salvage industry. So basically, everything that we had was all used parts that people already paid for. But I'm going to charge you tax again.
Well, that's like me with my parts. When I sell my customers parts, I have to charge them tax as well. I mean, if I want, if the customer's real bitchy about it, I'll bite it and just, I'll eat it. I won't have to, charge them that much. But it's like, I usually include the tax with the cost of the part and just give them a flat rate. But it's like that whole thing where it's like, I've got to charge them tax on shit because I got to pay tax. It's like, well, fuck. Why am I going to pay tax on it and you not pay tax? But yeah, it's fucked up. They're even now, like, if you own your own business and someone writes you a check just out to your business, and you want to just cash that check, certain banks, like Bank of America now are doing it, they will not allow you to cash the check anymore. They want you to deposit it, and then they'll give you a portion, give it to you back. Other than maybe like $1 or a couple dollars. Reason being is that the government's trying to watch every dollar that we make, and it's bullshit. So it's like, well, now guess what? I either won't take checks anymore for my business, or it's going to be made out to me personally. Fuck you.
Right.
Bullshit.
So, which is like, I don't want to go into the whole tax fucking thing, but now they haven't. I don't know if it's because it's not regulated yet. I know that anything that has to do with if you go to what do they call when you go and
Dispensary?
Dispensary. It's called a donation.
Yeah, and it all has to be cash. There's no merchants. You can't take a credit card in and buy cannabis with it or anything like that. There's no banks right now. Now, there are banks that will take it, but they're super high risk and they just milk your pockets.
So now
that's why I don't take them
exactly.
Either.
So,
do you take them?
How do you think? Well, I take cards. I work on motorcycles, so I deal with parts and tires and what have you, and oil and what have you. So I all my stuff is legit.
Yeah, the only reason they don't
I have to charge you for that. But the thing is that so now it's considered a donation. So now let's look at it as far as a church. So they pass the plate around, and you put your money in there, but
that's a nonprofit.
But right,
yeah, you think they So you think they report that
donation? So how do you think? I mean, are they still in like the thought process? Why have they not thought about a way of taxing, the dispensary industry? Let's just, put it that way.
Because it would stabilize it then. And you can't, they do not want to have medicinal marijuana without patents. They want to have control of what we put inside of our bodies.
But yet there's no patents on it.
I know that you can't patent a natural product. So what they're trying to do is outlaw it all. And they're making it more difficult for individuals. So basically,
then why do they legalize it?
Well, I mean, it's legalized. I don't know why. I don't know the thought process behind that. But the reason that they don't allow us to use cards and shit is so we can't set up an actual commerce business. It makes it a little bit more difficult. This day and age right now, we're a cashless society, basically. I usually only carry around $100 or $200 in cash at a time. You know what I mean? Before, back in the day, that's all we had. You had to have cash on you or a checkbook. The reason that you can't use cards and shit now in the cannabis industry is because they don't want to solidify it as a commercial business. They legalized it to, my thought process on it is to try to figure out a way how to put the monopoly on it. Like, the government is like your mom and dad. We have to play by their rules, or so people say they do. I refuse to play by the government rules. I won't play by government rules. I don't agree with our government rules, and I won't.
But yet you want to run for president, though.
I do want to run for president because I do not agree with our rules.
And I'd fucking vote for you.
You know what I mean? And now that I actually am 35 years old. I'm a little bit behind on my campaigning because of my business, but I still am running for president in 2020. I think I'm just going to run under my official name, though, my actual legal name, and not Franklin Benjamin.
I think you have to, bro.
Franklin Benjamin.
I thought about legally changing my name because I don't talk to any of my family. Like, I don't really have anything to do with my family.
Hey, guess what, man? You have to actually fucking show a fucking you're
tax
born
return.
in America.
Yeah, I know. I can do that because I was born in America. So we're good.
God damn it!
But
America.
We need to have the people take back. What we want. Like, nobody in America has any fucking say on what we're doing. You know what I mean? Like, we have 10% of the population being on the media. Like, when you have a person like Danielle Bregoli, that's 15, 16 years old, and she's famous for acting like a moron on national television.
With a shaved fucking head.
Now she's a rap artist. People are buying concert tickets.
That's why I don't know who that bitch is.
Yeah. No, she's not. Well, that's not why. She wasn't a rap artist before. She's just this white girl that acts hood. And now she's going around. She's a millionaire now. She's traveled. She has her own reality TV show. And where?
Oh, fuck. I fucked up. I was mixing her with the other fucking bitch.
Who are you
The
thinking?
one, fuck, man. The one that fucking was bullying the kid in fucking Florida. And then fucking was up there fucking standing up going, oh, well, we need to fucking stop. We need to ban guns.
Oh,
and blah,
yeah.
blah, blah.
Yeah.
I got to mix up. That was
Jump
my
out the
bad.
bald bitch?
Yes.
Yeah, the one that's like 24 years old, but somehow she's still out of high school.
Right, yeah.
How's that work?
I was stupid. I fucked up.
And what's crazy is that society sees that we have actual, like, if there's a job for a crisis actor, okay, and you've been proven to use crisis actors, and you're supposed to be a reputable news source, and you're caught cheating, how are you still on the fucking air? How are you still being able to inform people? That's like a doctor going, well, I didn't really go to school, but fuck it, I'm here.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was in LA today, and I seen a thing on this ground, and I had to take a picture of it, and I posted it. It said, "Stop making stupid people famous."
I think I've seen that one too.
There
he is.
Well, I'll tell you what. You know, my girlfriend. You know, Atsuko. I love Atsuko to death. I really do. She accepts me the way I fucking am, and I'm a complete asshole because I've told her. I said, you know what? If I were you, I would have told me to take a fucking hike a long time ago, for reals. So she puts up with a lot of shit.
Shit.
But shit. See, I fucking hit a brick wall, man. Where the fuck did I was gonna go with this?
So you love Osco.
Ding dong.
Well, don't you want
We
to
are.
Ding dong.
We are in the zig zone.
God damn it. Oh, well.
But
anyways.
no,
I love you, honey.
is she on any kind of medications or anything?
No, she's not. No,
Does she ever get like really moody during like when she's PMSing?
Actually, well, what woman does not?
Yeah.
But
What's up, Joseph?
Some are worse than others. She doesn't condone my partaking of going to go to sleep. She doesn't. So I don't do
she's
it in
wanting
front
some of
of her.
that.
I don't do
You
it.
gotta take care of her before you
do.
do,
I mean,
you know?
I think, but yeah, as long as I lay it down.
Yeah, you got to lay it down. You got to put her. If she's still awake afterward, you got more work to do, bro.
Right?
You got to put her to sleep, then you get up and you go do whatever the fuck you want to do afterwards.
Shit, I fucked up.
No,
at least I said, you know what, Oscar, I love you.
Yeah.
I was on the air fucking saying, hey.
Well, earlier I was going to ask you, because Tiff, she's on heart medication. You were saying earlier about heart medication. What would benefit her better with this than, because she said she had a problem with her ear. She almost lost her hearing in one ear because of something. She was sick or something, and something would have fucked with her. And luckily, she went to the doctor and they gave her steroids for it. And they said, well, if you hadn't gotten that steroid, you would have lost your hearing. So luckily, she knew to do that. But with that, it raised her blood pressure a little bit. And then when she went back to the doctors again, because she had a checkup, they gave her a higher dose of blood pressure medication. So I'm like, fuck, that's not good either. So there's got to be something better. So if something like this would benefit her better than that bullshit, that's something I would definitely want to look into for her own health reasons.
I agree.
Well, what is she taking her heart medication for?
High blood pressure, I guess. I mean, she can chime in on the on the thing and tell exactly what it is.
I mean,
chime in, honey.
And I'm not a doctor by any means, but it really depends on what is causing her high blood pressure. It could be a numerous variation of things. It could be her diet, or it could be her body composition.
She's very healthy. She's like very thin, very healthy. Very she doesn't eat crap. She eats very healthy things. She's like one of those homeopathic, she'll take anything other than that unless the doctor prescribes it that's as needed, but she's she's all about anything homeopathic or natural instead of the bullshit that the government or whoever.
Okay, so I'm kind of curious. Has she ever, Tiff, have you ever tried CBD oil or anything like that? That's my question. So, Tiff, I know you're listening. So, what would you say?
Well, I mean, so everybody says that like heart disease and everything. It runs in my family. It's hereditary. It is hereditary. But the reason that it's hereditary is because of how we are positioning our bodies. So, let's say my mom and dad have horrible body chemistry because of either their actions, what they've been doing, how they've been eating, whatever. And then they have me, and then I continue that trait. I'm going to have fucked up heart conditions. And then I have a child. I'm going to pass on those traits as well because your body composition, it's your DNA basically. So your body composition is in your DNA.
That's like the epilepsy in my family. My mom has it, and my son had it. I'm lucky I don't have it. My brother didn't have it. My other daughters didn't have it.
And that is something that that's a gene that is inside of your body that could actually trigger at any time.
True.
She said she's never tried CBD.
Okay. So you definitely need to try CBD. What I would try to do, it just depends on what she has high blood pressure for. But if she took, I would try to get her on at least 80 to 120 milligrams per day. That's 2 to 3 dosages a day. If she did 2 dosages from my bottle, that would be 2 weeks. If she did 3 dosages, that would be 10 days. 1 dosage is 30 days. It's a month's supply in a bottle. She would need, maybe 2 bottles a month or so. And CBD is not something that you can take now and then stop on and again, off again. It's a natural substance. It actually reacts to our body, so we need to keep it inside of our bodies at all times. So it's a substance that we need to take every single day. Think of it as like a vitamin.
Right. So what she said she never tried the CBD. She says it's hereditary, high blood pressure. They don't know why it's high. Okay, so now you have a doctor or doctors saying we got no idea. We have no fucking idea. So what? So basically, you have the and I have a point here. So we're going to give you this experimentation drug.
Yeah,
that's manufactured. That we're hoping it's going to take care of this high blood pressure, but it's going to have a side effect. Or you can just do the CBD and be like, okay, that has no side effect. If it doesn't work, that it doesn't work. But there's no side effect. I mean, am I correct on this?
Yeah, CBD is the only medication on the planet that has 0 side effects. And it's the only medication on the planet that can actually cure what ails you. Not the only medication on the planet, I'll take that back. But it's one of the few medications on the planet that can actually cure and not mask a disease.
And there's actually no proof that CBD has any kind of side effect whatsoever. Whatsoever.
There's no proof. There is proof. Now, here's what's crazy about CBD, and this is what's so crazy about it. In 2015, there was a study published that maybe it was 13. Excuse me on the dates. I'm a little foggy right now. I'm usually in bed by now. But 2013 or 2015, there was a company that did a study on CBD and heroin addiction. 2 months later, they published a study stating that yes, in fact, CBD does in fact cure, not mask or help with, but cure heroin addiction. 3 months after that our article was published, it was ripped out of every publication that it was printed on, erased from the internet, and that company was disbanded, and you cannot find anybody that worked for it.
Really?
Reason being is because heroin addiction is a huge fucking business.
Well, because they also want to give you a manufactured drug to help cure your heroin addiction.
They give you...
I've had several friends
methadone.
That went to... Yeah, methadone.
Yeah.
That have went into that. And then, of course, basically you're fixing... it's kind of like borrowing from Peter to pay Paul.
Yeah. And people are okay with this. So when you have like drug rehabilitations... people say, oh, I'm going to rehab. I want to punch them in the fucking mouth. Because drug rehabs are nothing but resorts. It's a money scheme. It's a money grab. All the insurance, they just fork out all this fucking money. They pay $600 for a drug test and all this other shit. If you've got somebody in your facility that you have to drug test every single day, just kill the motherfuckers and get them off of drugs that way. If you're a fucking junkie, you just need to get killed and be done with it. You don't need to go to rehab and spend a bunch of fucking money and make a motherfucker rich. I almost bought a rehab because I knew people my age that were making $30 and $40 million a month owning a rehab.
That's crazy.
owning a rehab.
No, he's not fucking making this shit up.
30 or $40 million a month profit. That's what they have. This dude is younger than I am, and he lives in the Cayman Islands.
That's just stupid.
He's always on a yacht. He owns a spot in Delray Beach, Florida, and he has not even seen the fucking facility in like 4 years. He makes $30 million a month, and who do you think's paying for that?
We are
Taxpayers.
Yeah.
But no, that fucking insurance is great.
Right.
Fucking idiots.
Right. I've got a couple of friends that do the whole rehab fucking center fucking thing, and it's
lucrative as fuck. Like
lucrative as fuck.
I don't blame the people that own them because like get your money however you can, but us as a society, like we're just allowing the dumbest shit to happen, and we're okay with it. But then we want to riot and bitch about it. You know, like it like. All these people getting shot and killed now by the police. In commissions of crimes, okay? In commissions of crimes, they're being shot. Well, breaking into a house isn't a death sentence. No, it's not. And I agree with that. But running from the police and pointing shit at them that looks like guns.
Exactly.
I'm shooting your fucking ass.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Let's put it in reverse. Let's say that I was breaking into your house and I ran away from you and you were chasing me, and then I just turned around. Are you going to be like, what are you doing? Or are you going to shoot me?
I will fucking dump
Now,
you.
do you think that it's justified that I broke into your house? If I turn around to run, should you just let me go?
Fuck no.
No.
You should chase me down and beat the dog shit out of me. So why isn't it any different for a police officer? If somebody breaks into my... Exactly. If somebody breaks into my home and the cop doesn't chase them down or use force, I'm beating the cop's ass. We need to hold people accountable for their our jails. Our jails aren't rehabilitation centers. We have the Department of Corrections, but we have no corrections. We just throw them in jail and let them become more pieces of shit. We restrict them. If you've gone to jail, you can't vote. That's bullshit. If you served your time, if they say you got to go to jail for 30 days and you serve your 30 days and we let you out, your debt to society is paid. You should have full gain. You know what I mean? But when you're committing crimes, you've lost all your constitutional rights at that point.
Right.
When you've violated my constitutional rights, you have no rights. So if you get shot because you wanted to be a dumb motherfucker, that's your fault. Learn how to behave and quit holding court in the streets.
Self-defense.
Okay, actually, I'm going to interrupt you here. Tiff actually responded. She goes, I took my high-dose pill today. Now, this is regarding what she was dealing with prior. Which we were talking about.
Well, that's
so
what she's gathering. She's thinking it's that. That's not a guarantee, but there's no other reason that it's gone up. She doesn't eat unhealthy. She's very active.
Here is what Tiff said. She goes, I took my high-dose pill today, and I had a shortness of breath. I'd rather something with no side effect. So basically, she took what was prescribed to her, and then now she's...
having side effects.
And now her heart is racing. Yeah,
now
exactly.
she has side effects of it. And she wants to take something that would probably have no side effect. CBD, so I mean, it's not new, but I think it's new to society.
Yeah,
that's the thing that we have to go beyond. And guys like me, I mean, fuck, man. I've been fucking indulging in fucking, Mary Jane and in the aspect of it for fucking years. And I'm telling you, I'm 50 fucking years old, and I've got like fucking a bunch of friends that are 50 fucking years old.
I'm
that I
50.
swear to God, they don't look. I'm an ugly motherfucker, but I look good.
Good. Say it. I'm 50.
I look good. I really fucking do. And I fucking go on the track and ride my fucking boys that fucking, leaning those fucking motherfucking cycles over, man, at fucking 100 triple digits. I'm still fucking there. I'm fucking still rocking. And I still play the drums like a goddamn motherfucking beast. I don't know. Tell me if I'm fucking wrong.
Well, I mean, you just gotta... As long as you take care of what, like, if you pay attention to what's going inside of your body, like a lot of people want to worry about what they look like on the outside. I want to make sure that my hair's done. I want to make sure that my clothes are straight, my clothes are clean. But nobody cares about what's going inside of their body. If you would rather take a bunch of chemical compounds that don't go together, and not something that comes out naturally, you're a fucking moron. I mean, I'm sorry, but you're just a fucking idiot. If you don't want to take something that's natural, that you can watch people. I've watched people, like, I'll drink a whole bottle of CBD in front of somebody. It's not going to fuck me up. But I dare you to take a whole month's supply of your medication.
You'd be dead.
You'd be dead within an hour.
Yep.
I've overdosed
Or
on
in the hospital puking.
Yeah, I mean, I've went through an overdose on pain medication. I used to be a pill addict, so I would snort them, crush them up, snort them, fucking crush them up, dissolve them underneath my tongue, whatever. And I went through seizures and shit, and it's not fucking fun. Like, you don't look good, and you goddamn sure don't feel fucking good. So when you know that it's a poison or a toxin, I just don't understand how people can still put that into their body and be like, well, you know, it's okay because it only cost me $5.
I just think that the original warning is, you know, I don't think that anybody. I don't think anybody can make a commercial and be like, okay, well, you know, hey, here we go. Yeah, you know, take Terp House, you know, a CBD extract. It's going to help, blah, 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 blah. But, you know, if you start bleeding from your fucking asshole and your eyeballs fall, your fucking head and your ears fall off, and then all of a sudden you don't have a dick tomorrow morning, you're not going to see that. You're not going to see that.
It's always small writing and really fast.
Even if it's Chirp House or if it's any other fucking, you know, company that deals with, you know, CBDs, that's not going to happen. The big farm is where it's going to happen. They're the ones that are going to fuck you up, which is why, you know, Tiff has to deal with her issue. So Tiff, I'm telling you, well, see, Tiff, I'm just going to throw this out here because Scott's here, and so is my boy from Terp House. So I'm pretty sure he's got some more. Oh, these are all mine. I bought 4 bottles, so this is a several month supply for me. Because this is what I do, and I'm telling you, I feel fucking excellent.
I want to hook Tiff up with like a bottle or two, and I want her to not take her medication. Well, I want her to consult her doctor about taking. I don't know if she's. I'm not going to tell her to not take her medication, and then, you know, something happened. But to consult her doctor. CBD will not interact with any type of medication. So it doesn't matter if you're on a smorgasbord of medication. You can take CBD and it will not interact.
Okay.
So it's the only other medication that will not interact with another medication. So there's no foreign compounds that will interact. And because I've taken it with everything under the sun. And I've mixed it. Like, I have a laboratory. So I'm like a fucking scientist. Like, I mix shit. I study shit. Like, I'm doing my own research because there's not a lot of research for CBD because Big Pharma doesn't want that. So I'm doing it myself, doing my own case studies and shit like that. So I would love to get Tiff on it to make sure that it helps her. I know that it'll help with her with her heart conditions, with her blood pressure and shit like that.
I think it would too. And then Chris Walsh typed in. He's back to our previous conversation. He says he's breaking into my house, dead motherfucker.
Exactly.
And then he says, hell yeah, I'm almost 53 doing track, and my wife says I'm sexy as fuck. There you go, Chris. Get it, boy.
I don't need to picture that.
50 fucking 3, dude. I guarantee, man, I'm going to be... I've always told my boys, I was like, you know, I don't want to live past 80. I just don't want to fucking grow old. You know what I mean? I mean, I get the whole thing that when we were raised as kids, I just don't want to fucking grow old. I don't want to be dependent. But you know what? It's like, shit.
You want to go change my diaper?
I'm a goddamn healthy motherfucker, man. I swear to God. You know, I'll be like fucking sitting there out fucking growing. You know, there's a lot of people that are fucking like 100 fucking plus nowadays. I don't want to do. I don't want to be there.
No,
I don't want to be there.
Absolutely.
You want to be there?
A lot of the people that are 100 years old or older, if you look back at their history, they've never been to the hospital.
Well, back to Because they
Well,
probably
myself.
don't fucking eat a bunch of
Myself
that
either.
pharmaceutical
Yeah,
bullshit.
I've never been in a hospital.
The healthiest I've ever
Other than a cut on my finger. That was it.
the healthiest I've ever been is the days that the years and shit that I haven't been to the hospital. I mean that's where you go to die. That's where you go to get sick.
Yeah.
So why in the fuck would you want to go there? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
all they do is pump you full of shit. Like, I'm not saying you don't go to the doctor. Like, you got to go to the doctor. You have to, but just refuse these pharmaceuticals. Say no. I want to heal holistically. But nobody wants to do that. Everybody wants a quick fix. Everybody's fucking lazy.
Right. So now we've only got a few more minutes. So I have one question for you. What do you think the odds are of the hospitals nowadays? Being the big farm, and then the organic kind of taking over. Like if I go into the hospital and I need a shot. What do you think the odds are of them giving you an option? Okay, well, do you want to do the organic or would you rather have this?
Well, they don't give you an option for anything.
No, but I'm saying what do you think the odds are of them doing that?
They won't ever do that.
You don't, yeah. So I don't think so either.
Unless they can get a patent on their concoction or whatever they make. So I know that we got just to end on a story here. Back 2016, two companies in Arizona spent $500,000 against or for an anti-marijuana bill, and they won it. It didn't pass, and then 2 weeks later they came out with synthetic marijuana and synthetic cannabidiol. It was Maridol and cannabidiol, or Canadol and Maridol or something, but it was synthetic marijuana and synthetic CBD. And they're saying, okay, well now you can buy this, but you can't buy organic. You can't buy the real things, but you can buy these synthetically processed.
Wow.
And that's because they can put shit in there that's going to keep us as sheep. Like what the government is doing now and have been doing for the last 80 years is the same thing that the Germans were doing in World War I and II. They're doing experiments on us to see how they can keep us in line. They're making us sheep.
Well, also which is actually completely 100% true. The LSD,
Yeah.
Timothy Leary,
Yeah.
that was experimented with our soldiers,
Yeah. To make them into more killing machines.
right? Just
I mean, our government.
are you looking for this, son?
Our government is using us as guinea pigs, and nobody gives a shit.
The fucking kid just fucking runs inside of that little fast motherfucker right
Oh,
there.
wait till he's changing your diapers when you're older.
It's okay.
I'm not changing diapers.
There you go. He's like, all right, Dad, here's a hose. There you go.
Right. Okay, well, you know what? That is that's a wrap for the Zig Zone.
Cool,
Thanks,
cool.
everybody.
Let me give one shout out.
Hank, slow down,
Just say
Turbo.
Turbo.
Just say
Turbo.
Fucking down, Turbo. I always wants to fucking do a shout out for fucking this and shout out for that.
It's just a gig.
It's
Come on.
always there for you.
Gotta promote
The
it.
shout out is always there for you. But on closing, so how is somebody going to get a hold of Terp House? And you need to shut your
I'm sorry, my fault. I
fuck, man. Come on.
was trying to shut it off. My bad.
It ain't your first fucking rodeo. So how do we get a hold of Terp House?
So you can hit me up on social media, The Terp House on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And you can go to theterphouse.com. Make your order. You got 20% off for your first order. BROG, B-Raj. That's for Brian the Predator Rogers. He's one of my best friends and my marketing manager. So you hit us up on info@theterphouse with any questions. I run everything, so whenever you're talking to somebody, you're more than likely talking to me. I love questions about CBD. I love talking about CBD. I can talk your ear off about it. So if you have questions, contact me. I'll answer as best as I can. And I'll also give you sources of my information. That way you don't just have to take my word for it.
All right, very good.
Cool.
Go ahead, shout it out.
All right, fucker. Friday, May 18th, Mr. Crowley will be at the Tortoise Rock Casino in 29 Palms. So come out. It's a free show. Should be fun. It's always packed there. It's right by I think it's a Marine base. So it's always jam packed. But it's a Friday night, and I think we're doing. It's one straight show. I mean, last time we played there, we played like 3 hours straight. Pretty crazy, but it's a lot of fun and it's a free show. So if you're out in that area, then come on by.
All right. Very good. That's it for the Zig Zone. Stick around. Next week, it is Biker Alley. And we got a lot of stuff to talk about motorcycle safety, since May is Motorcycle Safety Month. So please pay attention out there. Open your eyes. As motorcyclists, we don't, we're not asking for special attention. We're just asking that you pay attention. Okay?
Please pay attention.
Yes. Please pay attention. So thank you for tuning in to the Zig Zone, chaoticradio.com. You guys have a blessed day. Very good.
Was that live now on Kaotic or no?
On YouTube and Facebook, yeah.
But not on Kaotic.
We get more hits on FB and YouTube than anything else. I didn't want to fucking touch it. I went up there and something was fucked up. I was like,
oh boy,
I'm not going to.
Why is that so much more harsh?
What's that?
This one. How was yours? Mine was so smooth. It was like easy peasy. I was gonna get the Costco one that they have there. It's a big, huge bottle for like $20, and I've had it before. It's really good, but
And yeah, buddy.
So are they all the same? Are they just different flavors?
I love the cotton candy.
Are they all just different flavors, or
Yeah, it's all the same exact oil. It's just different flavors.
so something that she would need would be just that exact same bottle, or
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I mean,
This
it's
has
40 milligrams per serving. So she would take like 2 or 3 servings per day.
And what is a serving considered?
Dropper full. It's measured on there, a milliliter.
And you just drop it under the tongue, or
Yep.
Full milliliter underneath the tongue.
Dude, get her a couple fucking bottles. Do you have any extra ones right now?
I don't have any extra ones on me, but I mean, I ship right to your door.
But, just fucking have her take it for a month. Let her try one fucking bottle. Just see what happens.
yeah.
Because I do a lot of shit to raise my blood pressure, dude. And I'm a fucking happy goddamn camper.
Yeah. I'm just tired of seeing her. She takes a handful of pills every day, and it's like,
Dude, get her some.
but a lot of her vitamins too, which is like.
That'll replace a lot of her vitamins and shit
Yep.
too. Because
I tell her, I said, why do you take them in the morning? You piss out half that shit during the day.
Yeah.
If you take vitamins, take them at night before you go to bed, and your body absorbs them better.
allows your body to absorb.
I used to take the liquid vitamins because it would absorb better than the pill form.
But like, because the bottles I sell for $79. Can you unplug this from the boss? $79.99. But I wholesale them for $45. So I'll give you and your lady wholesale prices.
God damn, that is fucking huge.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Exactly.
No, I remember this one time. I've never been this embarrassed in my life, and I don't even think that she was laughing at me, but I thought she was, and it just broke me. But I've been talking to this girl for like 4 or 5 months, talking about how I was gonna fuck her and all this shit, So we finally comes down to the night. We're having the night couldn't get any better. It was a badass night. She's like one of the guys, just hanging out, having a good old time. Yeah. Get back to the room. I start to get naked, and you hear a. She's looking at me naked, laughing at me and shit. I thought she was laughing at my dick. So I got pissed off, put my pants back on, and left her in the hotel room.
What's she laughing at?
I have no idea. I didn't even ask her. Never talked to her again.
Ah!
I don't know why. I don't know why I wanted to say that, but I thought it was funny. Oh, it's because we were talking about. That's what she said.
That's what she said.
But yeah, she just giggled a little bit, and I looked over, and she was looking right at me, and I thought she was laughing at me, so I just fucking got dressed and left.
Me, I don't give a shit.
I don't either, really. Like, I don't know why I did that.
Right?
Like, I really don't care. Like, you still let me fuck you, so I mean, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on, bud.
Good, thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
We need to have BP come back to Cali and do a show. Brandon.
All right.
Have you talked to him lately?
Just on Facebook, just responses back and forth.
Yeah, he don't fucking chit chat very much anymore. I hardly talk to him anymore.
Yeah, he makes posts, but not responsive.